Shalom, everybody. My name is Rabbi Mendel Solomon. I'm the Chabad Rabbi to Short Hills, New Jersey. It is an honor to be asked once again to share words of Torah to you, our greater Metro West Federation community. I don't want to scare you, but in exactly 5 weeks, we'll all be gathering together for Chagim Yomim Noraim. In a couple of weeks, our children will start school again. Yet we are still enjoying the last days and the last holidays and vacations of the summer. Yet this Shabbat begins that period of preparing for the next phase. In as much as this Shabbat is Mevorchim HaChodesh, we bless the new month, the month that precedes Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, called Elul. And in this Shabbat, we also recite the special Parashat of Ekev, where we have the mitzvah of a unique mitzvah, where each and every one have performed this mitzvah, I would venture to say thousands of times, called Birchat Hamazon, benching in Yiddish, saying grace after meal. In Judaism, it's unique that not only are we required to make a blessing prior to eating food, and depending what types of food, various blessings, but also and especially after, we recite a special blessing called Birchat Hamazon, Baruch Atah. We've sang it many times, whether it be in Hebrew school, Hebrew day school, Jewish day camps, home, shul. It's really something which we all can relate to. But it's a unique mitzvah in as much as the Torah, in commanding us this mitzvah, states clearly, Va'achalta, that when you eat, V'savata, and you are satisfied, or Ve'rachta, and at that moment, you have to thank God and bench. Benching, thanking God, Birchat. The obvious question is, we are commanded so many commandments. Rarely does it ever say that we have to be satisfied prior to fulfilling the mitzvah of the commandment. Why here? Food is unique and different. As you can imagine, there are many interpretations and explanations to this, but one that stood out, and I feel it's an important message for each and every one of us, especially our youth, and especially as summer winds down, we're about to enter into the new phase, a new year, and to accept upon ourselves a new year, new resolutions and good tidings. I heard it once said, and I love this line, I'd much rather stuff my face than face my stuff. It's easier to eat than it is to deal with life. But when we eat, and the food becomes part of us, we have to recognize where it originated from. God Almighty, to the farmers, to the producers of the food, to your parents who work hard, to each and every one of us who work hard, to be able to afford the food, to our wonderful mothers who cook the food and make it for us in such a delicious way. And so we say va'achalta, when we eat, v'savata. We have to be filled, not just satisfied in terms of my gastro needs have been taken care of, but moreover, thankful that we can stop and pause for a moment. Something as basic as food, that without food nourishment, we would not able to survive. We must stop and pause and say, va'achalta, when we're blessed to have food, and blessed to recognize that everything that it takes for this food to come into existence, to being, to end up on my plate, v'savata, we should recognize the appreciation factor of it. We should be satisfied within that everything we have is one more than we could have had, or veracht, and then when we when we bless God, it won't be just a form of acknowledgement and thanking God, which in and of itself is important, but moreover, verachta, we will feel blessed. We will feel fortunate. We will feel privileged. We will feel nothing is taken for granted. I'm noticing, as we all have, and even prior to COVID, that there's been tremendous amount of sadness, anxiety, social anxiety. And I speak to the youth there, I speak to my children, I speak to everyone I come into contact with. What is precipitating this? Now, there are a myriad of issues and factors, I'm not overly simplifying it, but one that I feel that benching affords us is that if we're able to pause and really take a moment and look at this magnificent food and say, thank God for this, something so basic, then this will allow us, the ripple effect will be, it will allow us to have that reflection and that emotion and that sense of appreciation for everything in life. Even something as basic as food, water, sunrise, eyesight, vision, hearing, etc., etc., all the things that we take for granted. If we're able to share, especially with our youth today, that yes, life is never going to be easy, it's never perfect, but everything that you have is one more than many other people in the world, and it's our job not just to recognize that and appreciate it, but also to be thankful and share that with others, v'savata, then you'll have and you will feel a sense of inner satisfaction, or verachta. And then when you bench, when you say, recite the birchat, when you thank God, you will feel not only an acknowledgement to a higher authority, a higher power, but you will feel blessed. You will feel fortunate. You will feel thankful. We will not look at life as to what we don't have, but rather the savata, we will look at life as how appreciative and how filled we are. We will feel purposeful. We will feel enjoyment. We will feel satisfaction, acknowledgement, which is such an important factor. So to each and every one of you, I wish that the end of the summer and beginning of the new year allows us and avails us to avail ourselves that great sense of thankfulness and appreciation for everything that we have. If we work on that, it's a great step towards receiving a beautiful, many bountiful, beautiful blessings from God for a happy, healthy, and sweet new year. I thank you. I thank the Federation for everything that they do. And I wish you all a Shana Tova Matuka, a happy, sweet, purposeful, satisfied, blessed year. Shabbat Shalom, and thank you.